Hey, this is former WWE superstar and ECW original, The Blue Meanie. And you're watching the Tell Us About Yourself show on Foxworthy 257. Now, if you're looking to watch a show about people who play the Super Show wrestling card and dice game, I highly recommend it. The Blue Meanie told you! The Blue Meanie sent you to watch Foxworthy 257, or else I'll come get you.
My name is Brian Pillman Jr., and you are watching Tell Us About Yourself, only on Foxworthy 257 Twitch channel.
Hi guys, I'm Session Martina, and you are watching Tell Us About Yourself on Foxworthy 257 on Twitch. I'm going to get some cans. Are you going to get cans and watch with me?
Gosh, child.
All right, folks, we are live with the most prestigious title holder in the LFF, the man who holds the LFF Tri-State title.
Allegedly most important.
No,
It is
it's
the most
been
important.
confirmed.
Let's be honest with ourselves.
Boo.
Let's not lie.
Yeah, the Wrench Monkey. How are you doing today, sir?
Oh, I can't complain. You know, just living the good old American dream, being the best player in the LFF, having the most prestigious title. Just
There you go.
Makes sense.
keep on keeping on.
Yep, and our co-host for this week is, once again, Paul. How you
Hello.
doing, Paul?
I'm always good.
All right, so while we were gearing up for the show, we did get a few questions coming in. Evil Ed, as always, joining us with the hard-hitting questions. So his first one is an oldie and a goodie. Cheese or pickle?
Personally,
Yeah.
oh, cheese all the way.
All right, yeah. He is definitely not Pickle Club, folks.
There we go.
All right.
Granted, I helped start the pickle club, but I would definitely take cheese over pickles any day.
All right, fair. Fox or sheep?
Chirp, chirp.
Probably fox.
Makes sense.
They're cute. I like foxes.
There you go.
And the boss, first time he saw one was right before Origins. He'd never
Yeah.
seen a fox before.
Yeah, they're around.
When he-
When
he went to pick me up, he said he almost blacked out because he almost a fox ran across the road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
which
is-
only boss
wildlife,
could
scary
go.
stuff.
I've never seen an animal. I've never seen that animal before.
Yeah. Apparently he never seen chipmunks before either. Before he went to Atlanta, so he thought they were
Yeah.
just something on Disney cartoons. So
Wildlife, scary stuff.
Yeah.
Chipmunks.
Yes,
Yeah.
it
foxes.
is.
I live next to a park. Oh my God, you're in a forest. It's a
Candy
park.
Ma'am says, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you love your faction war captain?
Oh, 10 out of 10. Recommend 100%.
There we go.
100%.
That's fair. And if
Granted, I'm carrying the team,
Yeah.
but all the love for Candyman.
sure. And if you didn't say 10, you'd end up with a boiled hare in your breakfast.
Mhm.
And by hare, I mean the rabbit kind, which is technically not a hare, but whatever. All right, Evil Ed would like to know, who would you like to play in person, SRG, before or again? Like, I guess if you played them before or knew again to play.
To
To play in person, yeah.
out of everybody, probably Pagillo. When we played our trios match at Origins, it was just fantastic. It went on forever, but it was a good time.
As most matches with Pagillo do.
Yep. Well, when I kicked out, I think he can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure I kicked out twice at crowd meter 9.
Damn.
Oh, yeah, the new improved crowd meter scores.
Mhm.
Buddy Building Friends asks, Huskus the cow or Jasmine the reverse giraffe?
No response.
All right.
That is the best response.
Candy Ma'am or Candy Man Dan? Which do you prefer?
Oh, Candyman with an N. Dan.
Uh-oh.
Oof.
Yeah,
All
no,
right.
he's
We'll move from that controversial answer
Mhm.
to Low
Ooh.
Neko. Neko would like to know, how did the Pickle Club really start?
okay. So this is a kind of funny story. So we were sitting. I won't
Best
remember. I
kind.
cannot tell you the name of the restaurant,
Okay.
but it's somewhere in New Bedford. Big group of SRG players all sitting down for dinner. Neko, Nico, Lucky Cat, Lauren had whatever she ordered for a meal came with a pickle spear. And I really wanted the pickle because she didn't want the pickle. But then Mark the Face Silva also wanted the pickle. So he grabbed it and deep throated it. I mean, one shot right down the gullet. And,
Right.
and then I just started making fun of him for it. And that's the beginnings of it.
I think anyone that can deep throat a pickle, you can't do anything but just go, wow.
Well, I mean, have you seen the videos from Anthony Medvez after WrestleMania? When we were at the one amusement park and he got that one pickle that was like this big and was deep throating it?
No, I
didn't see
don't
it,
think
but I
I want to
believe it.
see
It's a
those.
good video. It should be in the discussion group somewhere.
Oh God.
He deep throated a lot of a lot of pickles that weekend. And I mean real pickles too. I'm not using that as a
Okay,
euphemism for other stuff.
that's good.
Phrasing.
Yeah. Right. I mean, it could have been either way. So Master Micah would like to know what kind of whiskey did Candy Ma'am give you to answer her faction wars question?
None. Was that an option?
I guess apparently she pays off other people in whiskey.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Oh,
Wow,
man.
I feel cheated now. I might start rolling badly during faction wars.
One of your previous good friends, Brian the Norseman, which one is the one to make the New Age chariot stop?
I'm sorry, what was the question?
Which
What?
one is the one to make the New Age chariot stop?
The new 8. I don't understand the question.
I don't think he knows which one is the brake in the car.
The middle pedal, Norseman, the middle one. Or in
There.
the case of the automatic car, we were in the left pedal.
Yeah, Nico's saying everyone wants her pickle. Okay.
Candyman
Yeah.
calls you a heel after that.
Yeah. But so you recently did the long traveled origins. So any funny road trip stories in there about like people throwing stuff in the back of the car maybe?
Oh God. Oh God, yeah, no.
That can't go up on Facebook but can potentially be talked about on stream.
So
I mean, it was up on Facebook for like a night.
yeah, because we posted at 1 a.m.
Mhm.
So Norseman was eating a big old handful of salty nuts, and he went to put the lid back on the jar of nuts to put it in the back seat, and he was waiting for Swaggy to grab it, but the lid wasn't on right, so it fell over and dumped out. And he just turned, looked me dead in the eye while I'm driving, and said in the most straight voice, "I just busted nut in your back seat." Oh God. No, there's some good and bad times. I mean, Norseman's not allowed to drive anymore. I'm not doing that again. Never again.
Fair.
On that, who was it? Whose idea was it to start posting these little videos along the road?
It was honestly, I think it was Swaggy's idea.
Okay.
It was kind of a group effort, but the jokes and the commentary come naturally in our little group. But it was his idea to pull out the phone, which is probably smart because I don't think Norseman would have been able to work it, and I certainly shouldn't have been doing it while driving.
Yeah,
but don't text and drive, kids. It's illegal.
I thought it was just frowned upon.
Well, it's illegal in Rhode Island.
Yeah, well, you know.
there you go.
I guess it depends. Check your local jurisdiction to see, or just.
I went to court for that.
Oh, that's always fun.
Yeah.
That's always a fun thing to have to
Yeah,
go to court
for answering a phone call.
Yeah. The best is when you're sitting there with all the other hardened Rhode Island criminals.
Yeah.
Like, why are you here?
What are you?
Right. I answered the phone call. Why are you here? Well, I embezzled some money from a country club.
Yeah.
You know, the hardcore Rhode Island criminals.
They would all look at you and like, how can you live with yourself?
Right.
You're the monster.
Oh yeah.
Oh, what'd
horrible,
you do?
Horrible thing.
Oh, I just shipped 3 people, but you're the monster.
Yeah.
How dare you talk on the phone when driving?
Because your mother needed to ask you a question.
Oh, there we go.
So I know there was a lot of people talking about your accent at Origins. So for those people, why don't you give them a little rundown of where it comes from? Since I mean, obviously you didn't just walk off the set of Departed. Or maybe.
Oh, what? When I throw on the Irish?
Yeah, the thick brogue.
Oh, well, probably from the sheer. So my family is. So I'm first generation born in the U.S. My father's whole side moved here from Ireland when he was 2 or 3 years old. And then my mom's side of the family moved here from Bristol, England, when she was about 6. But my grandfather on my mom's side was full blood Irish, and then the rest of my family was full blood Irish. So it's kind of, I don't know. I thought about doing it 2 years ago when I started playing the game, and I just kept doing it.
Mhm.
Then I got really drunk with Schmidt, and I'll stop there.
Yeah, let's not talk about him drinking. If
I need
if
to
you wanted,
hear these stories.
if you
It
wanted
was
to
a good
know,
time.
if you wanted to know, you would have been there. Is how that story goes?
Just know it was a great time.
Yeah.
And never baguette.
Yep, never forget. Oh, that baguette had gone many, many places,
Oh yeah.
and many,
Many-
many.
The best
Yeah.
part is if you watch the video where that Brain was interviewing Norseman, where I proceeded to beat him up.
Mhm.
That lovely wrench that I did it with came from the same place as the baguette.
Oh,
Loudmouth came up to me and he goes, "Ryan, listen, I was at the bread store and I found something great." And then I proceeded to drop almost $100 on a wrench that I can't use for
Wow.
the bread.
wow.
He found it at the bread store.
Yep.
I mean,
Oh.
it's Loudmouth.
Only loudmouth.
Loudmouth could find anything anywhere, really.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like, if you haven't been around that guy, he's
He's a
bunch of
great
fun.
time.
He's a bunch of fun.
Fantastic time. They all are. Honestly, that
Mhm.
entire group. This is the first time I really met all of them and spent time with them.
Oh, yeah.
And honestly, it got me this close to moving to New York.
That
it
says a
was
lot.
Impressive.
Yeah, it was a great time.
Yeah, it's very hard to park a boat in New York, Manhattan. I think.
Yeah.
But,
No, I'd probably stay out Long Island.
Okay. Well,
but-
yeah. I mean, be one of the 9 million people stuck on that island in and of
Yeah.
itself is no one wants to deal with. How do you live in an island with 9 million people on it? That just seems insane.
Yeah, I mean, Rhode Island, I think Block Island's population is like 100 and something. They have one school for kindergarten through 12th grade. And I think last year's graduating class was like 12 kids.
like the
That was-
olden days.
That was my graduating class.
One of the schools I went to while I was growing up was a small, like, Episcopal private school that had like 6 kids in a grade. So yeah, they had small classes like that, but most of them were not that way. And I did not like it. Okay, Nico would like to know: are you going to locals again Sunday?
Oh, this Sunday? Yeah, I'll be there.
Candy Mam is asking,
Yeah,
what did
this-
you think of Candy Mam's electric scooter crash as the only witness? Or were you involved with it? Did you use the wrench
No.
on it?
No, honestly, I was probably about a quarter mile ahead of her, and then I went over. I was going.
Everyone's
I
a
went
quarter
over,
mile
like,
ahead of
one
her.
of I went over one of the rail ties and kept going. I was like, "Oh God!" And then I turn around and I just see her go. Whoop. That
Oh, yeah.
was prevent, so we wouldn't have to walk because I'm a lazy individual.
Fair.
But if you haven't ridden on those like rent-a-scooters in the cities, 10 out of 10 recommend. It's a great time if you don't fall.
Yeah, and for people to say, it was probably still quicker for her to crash that scooter and get up than it is for her to walk anywhere. So, Candyman is probably the slowest walker in the LFF.
Which is impressive because I walk very slow as well.
Yeah, but like even you would have been like a block or so ahead of her just naturally, like just by gait, which isn't a bad thing. She likes to slow down and experience
Enjoy the scenery.
scenic Ohio, which is where this story falls off.
Scenic Columbus
Okay.
Oh yeah, there's
So-
that nice Arnold statue.
at 10 o'clock at night.
So, Wrench Monkey, as a champion in the LFF,
The champion, according to many.
allegedly, the tri-state champion, what drove you to play your competitor for it? What made you want to play him?
Play Rising Sun?
Yes.
Well, I mean, there's a very simple answer to that question, but the right answer Actually, believe it or not, no. I've been playing. So when I first started, I started the game 2 years ago on a coffee table right after Captain Con. I didn't go to Captain Con. Norseman did. He bought a whole bunch of stuff, brought it back to our friend's house, and was like, "Play this game with me in the morning." So then I ended up. My first deck was Mr. Snap, and then like a week later, not a week later, we went to PAX East a few weeks after that, and I ended up getting a Rising Sun, built it, and then I've just played it for 2 years straight.
Mhm.
So I was like, what better suit than to take the deck that I've had the most time with, the most prep work with, and I've done the best with.
Makes sense.
Is the reason why I went with Rising Sun. It was either that or Snake Pit.
Mhm.
Yeah. The funny is when you asked this, Norseman was going to ask how you got started in the LFF, and you answered it without even having to ask. It's like you
Yep.
two guys have like a mental link.
Oh no, we
Yeah.
do. We share a brain, which you has a whole idiot outside of gimmick.
Inside a gimmick, it also seems that way.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, so one of the things I thought was great about your Rising Sun deck is the amount of mental despair just the thought of your deck calls James Booker, because it's just your number 21 card. Just
Yeah.
in his mind, he just couldn't understand. Like, he literally just sat there, stopped, and is like, "Am I playing this game wrong? Like, how
What
do
was
you
his
run?"
21? I didn't get to see this.
Well, I'm not going to reveal his deck secrets, but if he wants to,
It
Oh, go
was
for
streamed,
it.
I
Go
get.
for it.
I assume, right?
Yeah.
Or is this one of those that wasn't streamed?
You can tell him, because if I have to tell him, I gotta
probably
go
was
pull a deck out and look.
it was number 21 full Nelson.
What's wrong with that?
Well, it's not generally the accepted card for a Rising Sun because you don't usually need to make way for for the grapples.
Well, see,
But
no, that's my
his
trick though. Is I normally just spam the grapple finish because nobody
Okay.
sees it.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then that way,
if
if they stop the sub, now you have a circles.
Yep.
Yes.
Between set up the steel chain and full Nelson, it's gonna drown out people's sub stops.
Mhm.
And if they do that, then I'm like, cool, circle.
Yeah. Yeah, but it was one of those things where it just it caused a little identity crisis in James Booker because it's like,
Yeah.
why aren't you running a stop in that deck for him? Why are you running full Nelson? You don't need full
Because
Nelson.
he has a 10 in his 15. It makes complete sense to me, but maybe
Yeah.
we're just two crazy people like that.
Yeah, that's my thing with this game is I've taken some. I don't know if you guys ever played Warhammer.
Oh yes.
I was a Orcs and Goblins player in
It's
the
the
old fantasy
RPG.
days.
Oh, the miniatures game.
Mhm.
So I'm all about the chaos and the hectic randomness.
Okay.
So like, I mean, I ran a full Nelson in my Snake Pit deck.
Okay, that one's a little strange.
Oh yeah, it's totally wrong, but you know what? It worked.
Mhm.
Yeah, but it's great.
I ran 718 my Snake Pit deck. That was only had text when my gimmick was live.
Or
That's
maybe-
impressive.
Yeah, or maybe it was your Snake Pick deck that did it to him, and not
Could've
the
been
Rising
both.
Sun, which would probably make more sense at this point. But anyway, it doesn't matter because I just love the fact that it caused him a little identity crisis, and he didn't know what the hell he was doing anymore. Oh, you know what? It was Snake Pit because you diversity them out. You had the better record.
Yeah, that's right.
got
That's
eliminated.
right.
So it was the Snake Pick choices in the cards that
Oh,
got
I'm
him.
sorry.
Snake's gotta eat.
Yeah, that's right. I did misremember, but yeah. All right. Nico wants to know me to ask you about the Screaming Danchi and how you gave him that name.
Oh
The
no.
Screaming Danchi is so Dan O'Connell. He is a fantastic player. Mind you, this kid, I've known him for years, but well before SRG. He came with us to PAX East, bought a whole bunch of product, then fell off the face of the earth for 2 years. I'll get to the story in a minute, but he shows up to locals this past Sunday. Mind you, I haven't seen this kid. Well, I saw him a few months ago at the bar, but like I haven't played games with him in well over a year and a half. Shows up to locals on Sunday, the biggest locals we've had in a while, and takes first after not playing for like a year and a half. So first of all, Dan, it's the Screaming Danchi, fantastic player. But now the story behind his name is we were driving home from PAX East. It was me, Norseman, Nico, another gentleman from our play group that doesn't really play SRG, and the Screaming Danchi. We're coming home. It's late at night. It's dark. I took the wrong. I missed our exit, so I was taking the next exit, and it was a one lane. It was like going into the train station in Boston. Now I was in a 1998 Ford with just a piece of junk, and I see some headlights coming straight on at us. Like person went down the wrong way, so I slam on my brakes. Norseman just goes limp, and then the back seat just starts screaming. Now, out of the two men and Nico, one of the other men being the screaming Danchi, they all scream. The one with the highest pitched scream was Dan. And so we just, I think Norseman called him the screaming Banshee, and then I just started calling him the screaming Danchi, and then it just stuck.
Banshee seems to work better.
Yeah.
You know, I think.
But I feel we have a lot of good stories in my vehicles.
Yeah, sometimes people bust the nut.
Yeah.
Sometimes they scream for your life.
God.
You know.
Well, also I should clear the air about that one. It wasn't actually to be specific. It was a tub of cashews,
Oh.
but just referring to them as nuts sounds better.
Yeah, I mean cashews are nuts, so almost person.
Almost saw
Makes sense.
Jesus that day.
Yeah.
Makes sense,
Yeah.
Nico. That would have cost you like life number 7 or something.
The worst part about it is like a week later after that scare, because we didn't get into an accident. They stopped, I stopped. But like a week later, my brake lines blew out.
Well, timing.
Shit.
That could have been the worst timing ever.
Yeah. Well, you know what they say? The mechanic's car is always broken. The electrician always has a faulty socket. The plumber always has a leaky faucet.
Mhm.
I mean, depends on the plumber. Sometimes they don't have those dysfunctions.
Are you a plumber?
No, oh god, no.
They-
I
You
used to
should
be
meet a plumber and go check out his house. I guarantee you there's something leaking.
Oh, you're talking about the house. Oh, you're talking about
Oh yeah,
the house.
their own
Oh.
personal stuff.
Sorry, I thought you were referring. I thought that was a euphemism.
Oh no, I'm talking about like an actual closet in his house.
Yeah. Oh. Okay. Yeah. See, I just went to a different place. No, trade wise, I was one point a carpet layer and a house painter. Did not enjoy either of them in the long term.
Yeah.
I did house painting for 10 years, so not the best. So fucking annoying. So fucking annoying. The worst
I'm sure
part
you
is
had rooms in
people,
your house that needed painting.
now, yes, but not then.
Yeah.
But even then, like it's not that far out of date. Painting. It's less out of date than most people I know who aren't house painters.
Yeah.
Good.
But yeah, I mean, painting is so goddamn easy if you know how to do it right. The
Yeah.
problem is once you know how to do it right and you walk into someone's house, you can see how they did it wrong, and it gets really annoying because 90% of the people who think they can house paint can't.
Yeah.
They can't. They
It's
absolutely can't.
real obnoxious.
Yeah, it's absolutely horrible. All right, Norseman would like to know, when can we raid again?
The when is going to be real soon. The where is yet to be disclosed.
All right. Well, there's an ArmorCon. Go raid ArmorCon.
No, that's expensive.
I mean,
And
that's,
Nico asked how should ask him how he has the setup on the boat. How do you have your boat set up?
Well, actually, she was here yesterday, but I've done some redecorating since. So I put a shelf up. I moved my bearded dragon to behind me instead of on my very small table. So now I can actually sit 4 people instead of 2.
okay.
But other than that, I mean, it's kind of a disaster at the moment.
Yeah, it's a boat.
But I sleep up there. I usually sit and spend all my time right here. I got a TV over there. That's about it. I mean, it's the size of this boat is comparable to most people's like a single room in their house.
Yeah, but
But-
the difference is if you don't like your neighbors, you just move.
Exactly,
Just sail away.
which I'll be doing in a week or so.
Because you hate your
Moving.
neighbors, or just because?
Oh no, I move in my winter slip. During the summertime, I'm down a little further south in Narragansett Bay. But in the wintertime, I go up north into Patuxent Cove, almost on the Providence line. A little more protected. There's the Patuxent River dumps in right where I'm at, so it never freezes.
Okay.
I don't have to
He
worry
has
about
his
ice
camera entangled and hanging from fishing poles.
Okay. That
What's
sounds
that?
like he said your camera's hanging from fishing poles.
Oh yeah,
Nice.
I might be able to show you this one. Hold on. We've
And
got
that's what
whenever I
that's
play
what Nico
online,
was saying.
whenever you see my camera up there?
Okay.
Yeah,
That's good.
I just wrapped it around a couple of fishing rods on my ceiling, and I just stand up at the end of my table and play my games.
Impressive.
So I
That's-
played all my faction war games standing up, so I'm glad they were quick.
Just do squats in there and get it done.
Yeah.
Work out and get faction wars in there. He's so crafty, Nico saying. She loves your
Well,
boat.
fake it till you make it. That's what I always say.
Make it till you make it.
All right. The Norseman would like to know, what is your favorite tool to work with?
Ooh, there's a PG answer to that, and a not so family friendly answer.
Fair.
PG answer is probably my impact gun, because when I first started wrenching, I didn't have many power tools, and I was like, yeah, who needs them? And now that I have power tools, I'm like,
Yeah.
how does anybody do this without it?
What kind of impact gun?
It's a 3/8 Milwaukee,
Okay.
cordless.
Oh, okay.
It's fantastic. It's fucking take everything apart with it, put everything back together with it. Torque specs there. Who needs them?
I used to like the concrete driver ones that used the 12 gauge shotguns to make sure it went in.
Oh yeah.
Those things were
That
always
was
fun.
cool.
There's
I
always
always,
fun.
I always say there's no such thing as too tight. There's tight and broken.
No,
Fair enough.
that's fair. Yeah. All right. So that is your favorite PG tool to work with. All right. So we probably should try Cannoli's favorite question, which is your three favorite male wrestlers and three favorite female wrestlers.
Oh, this is gonna piss off a lot of people. I don't actually watch wrestling.
Cool.
That's fine.
Yeah. I mean,
I guess the only answer I can give is Macho Man. I don't know.
Hey.
that's fine. And you met Chris Pate, so that's close enough to Macho Man when he does his
Yeah.
impression. He does a pretty good Macho Man impression. No elbow,
Oh,
but
yeah?
like the voice. Oh yeah. Yeah. So yeah, no, I mean, I know there's a huge people in this community who think that like, oh man, you're playing a wrestling card game, you should like wrestlers, but it's a card game more so than anything.
Yeah.
Like with babies,
You enjoy that.
and very rarely do you see babies wrestle in real professional wrestling.
Yeah.
Very
Hopefully
rarely.
not.
I mean, don't get me wrong.
I mean,
if I'm
Kenny
hanging out
Omega.
with people and it's on, I'll gladly watch it. I personally don't follow much TV as it is.
Yeah, we were talking about Squid Game, and you didn't really watch any of that, and that's like
Yeah.
the hottest thing in the moment for some reason.
Yeah, I watched one episode and then I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go to bed.
Fair enough.
Yeah, Squid Game's not exactly that great, despite what people think. Though it'd be fun to see that have to be reenacted in real life. That would be an interesting end.
Yeah,
It wouldn't last 9 episodes, because if you did it in America, they would murder each other a lot quicker than they do in the show.
Oh yeah.
End of the first night, there's like 3 people left, and half of them have their legs broken.
Yeah.
Okay. One question that I was asked to ask. What is your decision on SRG boss's invitations for you, or the inclination that you're joining the crime wave?
I was informed not to answer any questions about that at this time.
Okay.
Didn't just join Firing Squad?
I was informed not to speak of any of this. At this time.
I'm pretty sure I saw you get the T-shirt.
I don't know. The T-shirt mysteriously went missing.
Oh,
Which isn't like kayfabe or anything. I legit don't know where it went.
that's even better.
It's sleeping with the fishes.
Yeah.
No, it's probably in a hotel room somewhere in Ohio. But
Yeah.
I know sure shit wasn't in the laundry I did when I got home.
There's some maid in Ohio wearing a Firing Squad T-shirt. Look at my guns. Yeah. Oh man. All right. So just as a reminder for people in the Zoom room, you could use the raised hand feature if you want to ask questions, and we'll bring you on, and you can ask. But we can get back to the Twitch screen, and let me check Facebook to see if anyone has messaged me. No, not about this. Just random stupid shit.
And no extra questions since the favorite tool question.
Oh no, I mean obviously, they're left speechless because of the favorite tool. 'Cause
Yes.
I think they're still trying to figure out what the non-PG tool is, but
Oh, I thought that was pretty well implied. I was referring to my penis.
yeah.
And that is the good thing about this, or about this one. We can talk about it like that.
Well,
I
penis
figured that
isn't
right from
profanity.
when I heard the first F bomb. I'm like, cool, I could probably say shit like this.
Oh yeah, penis isn't profanity anyway. So I think we live in America, so vagina is considered profanity, but penis isn't. I think that's how
Which
it
is
works.
weird.
Yeah, it's really
Yeah.
weird how that works for some reason. Yeah, and Nico said she's known you for 5 years or so now.
So she has no questions. Up, we got a question inside the room.
All right.
Longer than that.
Yep. So I will lower the hand, and they can ask the question they want to ask.
What's up there, Wench Monkey?
How's it going, buddy?
It's going okay. I just have a simple question to ask you. I heard that you're not a big wrestling fan, but this is the question I normally ask people, but it doesn't matter. You can ask it, you can answer it, or you don't have to. If you were able to go to any company and you bring one of your friends, or it can be anyone, and you win after a tag team title, it can be from NXT, ROH, AEW, Raw, SmackDown. It could be any of them. Who would you bring with you, and which title will you go after, and what brand?
Okay, so I can kind of answer this question. So obviously I'd bring Norseman, because he would carry me through an actual wrestling match. Like, Jesus Christ, that man can do damage. As far as where I would go, I would say NXT because it's the only one I really know of.
That works.
I think that's as far into that question as I can physically go.
All right, well, that's all I have for you, sir.
All right.
Thanks for answering.
Yeah.
Nice.
It was
All
actually
right.
funny for in the beginning of my SRG career. We Norseman was we tried starting a sub promotion, like under RCW called the RXT.
Yes. I
And
know of it.
when that started, I just kept saying, "Oh, we're just like NXT, except we're not the next, we're the rest."
Get the rest.
Oh man. So
Ridiculous.
Norseman would like you to tell a story about the first time you and him drank together.
Oh God.
Okay, so we went into a dive bar in Warwick, Rhode Island on Airport Road called All Stars. And you think of dive bars and how they're like good dive bars and like what dive bars are supposed to be like.
Yeah.
This place is an actual dive.
Okay.
I've been there. I've had glasses thrown at me, like fucking watch fist fights, stuff like that. So we went in. It was me, Norseman, a couple guys from the local game store. We all sat down. Everybody ordered a beer. Sutton ordered a beer, and I was half the same as him. But all right. Then towards the end of the night, I looked over at Norseman. I'm like, "Hey man, just so you know, I'm 16." But it helps when you have a beard this glorious since you came out the womb. But yeah, so I've known Norseman probably the longest out of everybody in SRG. And I've been definitely drinking with him for the better portion of my life.
What was his response to that?
Well, remember when we talk about that look he gets on his face?
Where he's like, did he actually say the story?
What? Oh man. Yeah. Oh, Nico is saying that you're younger than her, which would mean, oh no, she's a full-grown adult. I forgot. I'm on that. She is a full-grown adult.
Yes.
I have to keep reassuring
Oh,
myself.
I
she's a
it's my
full-grown
favorite.
adult.
I love going out drinking with Nico because she always gets ID'd and I don't. Well, for I mean, if you guys like to guess my age, I mean, it's probably more obvious now, but I am level 22 in the game of life, which is not what most people guess.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the beer does age you a bit.
So in about 10 years, I'll be shaving it off to try to go the other way around. But
Oh God.
Yeah, Probably not.
No,
worth
no,
it.
babyface wrench is a sight to behold. I get quite. One of the last time I shaved it off completely. It was a weird experience going to bars, like going to bars that I go to regularly, and getting ID'd, and then proceeding to look at the waitress and be like, "I've been drinking here since I was 16. What do you mean you're IDing me now?"
Which is usually not the best thing for their head either. They're like, "Wait, what do you
Yeah.
mean you've been drinking here since you were 16?"
Well, it's
And
too
then
late
they're like,
now. I'm
"Wait."
illegal
Yeah.
now. What are they gonna do? Kick me out?
I mean, they could. I've seen that actually happen to people.
I go next door.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest, there's only two things to really do in Rhode Island, and that's sightsee and drink. And when you live here, you've already seen everything.
Fair. Definitely fair.
Except unless you're coming for Captain Con, in which case you're going to be at the best con in the US. And you should definitely come out to Warwick, Rhode Island for Captain Con in February.
I mean,
There you go, Captain Con.
I don't know if it would be the best. I mean, first off, is El Gato going to be there?
I don't know, probably.
Because, you know,
Anybody will be at Captain Con.
El Gato usually makes the stock right. See, I think El Gato is the little known, like everyone knows about Loudmouth and Calais and how much fun you can have with them. But I think El Gato is the one that goes under the radar.
Well, I mean, if he wants to come and have a great time, then come to Warwick, Rhode Island. And the best part is too, any of those guys that want to. Well, first of all, Captain Con's also an open carry event, so you can just blatantly drink at Captain.
Okay.
The halls.
When I hear open carry, I think something completely
open carry in
different.
our states means something completely different.
Yes, no, open carrying guns is completely illegal in the state of Rhode Island.
Yeah, we call that open open bottle here,
Okay.
as opposed to open carry. Because
Well, in Rhode Island, we have to hide our guns because there are a lot of liberals that are scared. But you can. So Captain Con, you can literally just crack a beer right in the middle of the convention, drink whiskey, drink whatever. And it never closes. So from the minute it opens Friday, you can game straight through Sunday.
Ooh.
I don't recommend it because you probably crash Saturday afternoon. But if you wake up at 2 a.m, you're like, "Huh, what's going on?" You walk down and there's people gaming, drinking, and having a great time.
oh, that's always good.
Sounds like most conventions I know.
Plus, also the convention itself is at the Crown Plaza Hotel, and the rooms are extremely inexpensive. I mean,
Even better.
I'm probably gonna get a room, and I live in Warwick. And I think for the entire weekend it was like $120 for a 2-bedroom.
Wow.
So
it's fairly cheap.
yeah, and it you might be like, "Oh, that's cheap. It's probably a shithole," but it's actually one of the nicer hotels in.
I mean, it can't be a shithole. It's a Crown Plaza. That's like where kings go.
Yeah.
Because there's people with crowns.
And it is a total of 10 minutes, not even, like 8 minutes from the airport for all of our friends flying in.
Interesting. It's unfortunately for me, it's the beginning of the year, which is when my work always picks up again. So after the holidays,
Fair enough.
so it's always more annoying to go there, to go anywhere in the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
Whereas the end of the year is when it's all settled and shit's not happening. All right. So we got about 22 minutes. Man, God, I couldn't do math there for a second. 22 minutes left in the show, folks. So if you have questions, get them in. Normally we ask people if they could have any title in the LFF, what title they would want. But we see, so we're going to do it other than the most prestigious title in the LFF, the Tri-State.
Okay.
The Tri-State title. What title would you like to go for?
Well, that's tough, seeing as I'm gonna have this for a while. I can't really hold anything else.
Sure.
Well,
you could. It'd just be weekly defenses.
Yeah. I don't know. Honestly, I probably wouldn't mind taking those tag titles. You know, after watching them throw some weapons and unruly fashions, lose the match but still keep their titles. I wouldn't mind going in there and
against
and
the
showing those
most
balls.
dangerous alliance.
Michigan's
Yeah,
most dangerous alliance. See, the thing is, they're only Michigan's most dangerous alliance. So, you know, there's like 49 or so other states, depending on how you count, that have dangerous alliances. So,
I mean, I mean, if they're throwing weapons, I might come in with a chair or two myself. So
Mhm. That could be fun. Who would your partner be? Norseman? Or
most
would you?
definitely,
Most definitely.
either honestly, either Norseman or if my good friend the Screaming Danchi keeps playing, because back in the day we used to play Two-Headed Giant all the time,
Okay.
and it
Ooh,
was just it was always a fun time with that man. I mean, it was just
Two-headed giant.
because
so
we
he's another Magic player.
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, I knew it was a Magic reference, but I know nothing about the format.
Mhm,
Yeah.
it's Two-Headed Giants essentially tags in Magic.
mhm.
Okay.
But it was always fun games. Like we would never go in planning to win. Last time we played Two-Headed Giant, it was I built a pirate deck and he built dinosaurs.
Oh,
So
okay.
Ixalan time.
And yeah, and we just went in singing Jurassic Park and Pirates of the Caribbean theme songs, and somehow managed to scrub our way to the top. So
Yeah.
Well, Nico, I know that all of you or most of you are Magic players, but it's still one of those things that you just don't bring up
No, I
because
mean,
boss's big hatred of Magic players for some reason,
yeah,
oh,
I mean,
I no longer play Magic. I mean, I sold all my shit. I hate that game.
yeah.
which is smart.
When I played Magic, we didn't have a weird name for team play. We just played. But of course, that was back in like 96, 97. So we didn't really call it like Two-Headed Giant. We just, all right, we're going to be a team here. We'll play your team.
Yeah.
Back when you would play cards that you wouldn't know, in 20 years, this will pay off my mortgage.
Yeah, I wish I knew
Yeah.
where those cards were. I wish I
Probably
would
on the
have paid.
spokes of your kid's bike.
Well, definitely not there. They're probably somewhere in my house in a box somewhere. I found like my goblin deck at one point, but that's about the extent of all I could remember where it's at. And obviously, that was the least valuable of all the decks.
Yeah.
But fun as shit back then. All right. So Nico and
Boss doesn't hate you, but anytime you bring up Magic, he just gets defensive
yeah,
because he's always scared that Super Show is going to become Magic.
Well, it never
Wait.
will because Magic doesn't involve dice, and also it never will because Magic's a shit game
So
where Super Show is actually good.
yeah, Super Show is good, but fun fact, they did add a D&D edition just this year, and it added the D20 into the gameplay.
Forgotten Realms, man. You got to get your elements on, and your wish spell, so that you can wish your Super Show cards that you own back into Magic. Despite what some people who automatically went into like, oh, I'm a judge in Magic, so you can't actually do this because subsection 7 of rule number 95 or whatever bullshit ruined their fun.
That's the other issue with the Magic
Aw.
communities. They're all try hard fucking. Oh,
See, Nico, you say there's no stack, but so many people try to explain things as if there is a stack.
There's a stack in Super Show. You just
Okay. Fox just stepped on a landmine.
it's just it's a poorly explained one, and changes based on whims.
Pretty
Anyway.
much.
So Norseman would like to know your favorite opponent if you take him out of the running.
Favorite opponent.
First off, Norseman, Elminster is Forgotten Realms, not Dragonlance. And I will take you to church that any day of the week. Ed Greenwood, man. I know Ed Greenwood. I've met him.
My favorite opponent other than Norseman would probably be circling back to Candyman Dan. Because not only is it always tough matches playing against him, but as soon as he beats me, he critiques my deck. And he kind of rubs some salt in the wound.
Okay.
But little does he know he makes me better because the next time I listen to his advice and then beat him.
I mean, Candyman Dan is definitely one of the better players. Was in the front running for Player of the Year, and then kind of.
I will honestly admit that I believe that I'm one of the best, if not the best. But if dice rolls weren't involved, Candyman Dan would 100%, no word of a lie, no doubt whatsoever, be the best player. He just rolls like shit.
I mean, I think there are mines that are on equal standing with Candyman Dan if there were no dice rolls. But if there were no dice rolls, I know for a fact that certain people would have never touched belts.
Yes,
Mhm.
like me.
But also, I don't even know how you would play this game without dice. If you were taking turns, it would get no one would not run every single stop you can run.
Well,
Right.
yeah, that and when you get the finishers, finisher hits, I win. Where's
Yeah.
the fun in that? Basically, whoever plays first most likely is going to win and whatnot. And
It would make bullets go a lot faster. Oh, you got the first turn. Cool. You take the win.
I mean, that happens even in Super Show. Sometimes you can win first turn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So another question, Wrench Monkey. So besides Magic and you said Warhammer, what other games throughout your life have you played? Both tabletop and card games.
So the first game I played that got me into gaming was War Machine Hordes, which is a miniatures game.
Yes. Warhammer
That
Hordes.
game was fantastic. I went hyper competitive in that game. And was taking top tier wins at like 14.
Do you agree that second edition killed it?
Yes. Well, no. I yes and no. I think Mark II wasn't a horrible, but then once they like whatever Mark 2.5 when they started adjusting shit, between that and making everything go onto the War Room app, really, really helped ruin the game. Because now for those of you who've never played War Machine Hordes, because it was all the stats were based off of cards, and then they put all the cards onto an app that you had on your iPhone, tablet, Android, whatever. But the actual ruling, even for massive events, if your phone crashed, which mind you, the app crashed all the time, you had 5 minutes to get it back up, or you lose.
That's also where you tracked your damage and everything else. It was a shit show.
What I
And if
knew
you
of
pull
it
it back up and that's all erased,
what I knew of it is they had beautiful models.
Oh, their models are amazing.
Oh,
They were
yeah.
amazing. I used them for so many D&D Pathfinder minis over the years.
I still have my army for it. I played. I started with Menoth, then I end up swapping to oh god, I almost said Circle of the Sun.
Yeah, there's only one right answer on the War Machine set, or
What's that?
Kador.
Yeah, I don't know. I bought the starter for Kador, but I never played him.
Oh, boo.
I ended up going to the Horde side of it, and I was playing. Oh god, I'm having such a mind blank.
Legion?
Puppies.
Wolves.
Wolves.
Okay, yeah.
Circle of Ouroboros.
Yes.
But I started playing Circle of Ouroboros before they were good. Because I know towards the end of Mark II, going into Mark III, they got really broken. And like 9 out of 10 people were playing Circle.
Circle of Retribution.
Circle of Ouroboros. The like all the druids and the stone golems and
that's what Norseman was saying.
Oh, okay. But then I went from that to 40K. And alongside with 40K fantasy, then I started playing Magic, and it's pretty much it. I played ARG. What's it called? See, this is how null and void these games are to me now. I can't think of the names. Argent Saga. I played that for a bit before the game blew up on itself. Did well with that, but
it's funny.
As of right,
one of the things that just dawned on me is I stopped playing Magic before you were born. I said, no, yeah, because
listen here, old man.
I stopped when I graduated. Because I graduated high school before you were born, so that's when I stopped playing. I just did there like 22. Oh, yeah. No wonder I don't know any of your Magic terms.
This guy's been circling before circling was cool.
That is for sure.
Yeah. I mean, War Machine had some of the best minis out there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
yes.
I love them for my Pathfinder games.
Back there when they were doing metal models, I think the metal models were better
Oh yeah,
than
They
the new
were
plastic.
they were a pain in the butt when they got bent because then you had to put
Yes.
them in water and just slow because that white it would just snap.
Yeah. At end game when they're built and painted, I think they were better.
Mhm.
I just didn't like the War Jack and the War Beast models where you buy one kit and it would build 3 different beasts
Mhm.
and they all just looked exactly the same but just had different hands.
Yep.
Um,
This one has an axe and a closed hand. This one has just 2 closed hands. This one
yeah,
has
they're
2
completely different
axes.
models, but they're just
Which
different
one's the
hands.
best? Yes.
Yeah. Oh, and plus when they started doing that, we all magnetized it. Oh, what a horrendous nightmare that was. Hours spent trying to magnetize these minis so I could swap stuff around just
Yeah.
to
Oh,
have them
that-
sitting in a box collecting dust.
That's when those little pieces are a pain in the ass because it's just like
Yep.
get that right in and kadunk.
Yep.
Fair, definitely fair. See, I mean that's good that I only dived into it for the models and not for the actual game.
Yeah.
You're lucky.
I mean, I say that. I mean, I still have like $400 worth of a Kickstarter for BattleTech sitting in a corner over here, but you know,
But it's BattleTech. That's timeless.
I mean, it is. I mean,
Um,
it's like twice as old.
I mean,
as
if
he
you
is.
if you want to go into games that I've bought into and never played,
I've played.
we could be here
BattleTech.
all night long.
I mean, I've played BattleTech many times in my life.
Yeah.
It's just there. I just got the Kickstarter and I've never felt like doing anything with the models since I
Yeah.
got them, other than leave them in a box.
Oh, Malifaux is another minis game I used to play.
Awesome,
Oh.
beautiful models.
I still have PTSD from trying to build those things. Just all those tiny little itty bitty bits and parts, and
Oh yeah,
just having big old thumbprints from glue and all that on their backs and shit.
yeah.
Oh.
I believe with them, they're one of the few ones I would just pay people to paint and put together.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Here you go. You do all this work for me, cause
Yeah, see,
I don't
when I
wanna
was
do it.
when I was playing, I was an actual child,
Yeah.
so I didn't have the money to do that kind of stuff.
Well, yeah, but you also had child hands and like small eyes, so you could do all that detail work where old people like myself.
I think you had the
bad hands-
patience for that. Did you have the patience for that?
Me, I did because I had to.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Yeah.
Norseman says Wog.
Fog. Oh god, the amount of times I've screamed that and silenced the store while playing fantasy.
Okay. So let's play a mean game. Murder, death, kill. But we'll do it with people from Origins. Let's go Loudmouth, the Boss, and Calais.
Oh gosh.
What are the options?
Well, it should be murder, F, kill, but yeah, you know. I said murder, death, kill because of all fucking day, Nick Gage. But that's a wrestling
Murder,
reference.
death, kill.
But so
What's the difference between the three?
well, it's supposed to be murder, fuck, marry, but I can't. So I watched wrestling too much, so I automatically go to Nick Gage's murder, death, kill when I go with M first. So I completely fucked it up because of that.
Oh,
Because
boo-hoo.
as far as you're asking me,
Fuck
I'm just
this
gonna
game.
kill all 3 of them. That rate.
Yeah, I fucked that game up anyway. So we'll skip that because I fucked that up completely. So more simpler. On a rating of 1 through 3, rate Loudmouth, Calais, and the Boss.
Do realize that this might have a handling on how your tile defenses go.
I mean,
Because though they
Um,
don't have any power in them, they will get their hands on that.
I
So
can't believe I just did MDK.
1
It's
being
funny.
the best, 3 being the worst.
Sure.
Oh god.
Do know
Um,
Boss is watching right
Okay, so
Tattletale.
Boston won.
now.
Yeah,
No,
Calais-
honestly, I can't. If you gave me, I mean, if you give me the entire list of origins, those 3 are all in one. They're all fantastic. I mean, I've had a great time hanging out with Loudmouth and Calais.
never
Um,
forget.
Never baguette. And Boss is just a fantastic person.
Sure.
Um,
I mean, that's what makes it a challenge.
yeah.
All right.
No comment at this time.
Oh man, we got a no
he,
comment
has,
answer.
he has been told not to comment at this time.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Getting word in.
I mean, it's not like Kalace controls Faction Wars or anything that can negatively affect you if you don't rate him number one.
It's impossible to rate those three. It really is.
They are very fun.
Even outside the game, it's impossible.
Well, yeah. I mean, the boss always buying people sushi and stuff, making them try it.
Oh, you see, that's the thing is I haven't got to go out for sushi with Boss yet.
Oh.
Then you're in for a treat when it happens.
But the trick is, come Captain Con, I'll bring him sushi.
Oh.
Oh.
Freshly
because
caught sushi?
Little known fact,
Right off this boat.
before I started wrench monkeying, I used to commercial fish in my teen years. I had a little skiff, and I would sell to some primo sushi places in Rhode Island. So I know all the best spots, and the places to completely and utterly avoid.
All right. So the boss got his hookup for Captain Con when it comes to sushi. Then
Tasty
Oh, yeah.
fish.
that'll be good for him.
There's a really great, so where I keep the boat during the wintertime, right at the top of the street, there's a Thai food place, and their sushi's second to none. It is 10 out of 10. Do recommend.
Seems like a weird mixture of cultures.
It is, but it's really good.
All right.
Like getting Mexican food at an Italian restaurant.
Yeah,
Or-
but you know what?
Or any food at an Olive
That
Garden.
I don't like Olive Garden.
Why would you do such a thing?
It's a
But
Midwestern thing for some reason.
sometimes those are the best places to get things you don't expect.
It's fair. Definitely fair.
Okay, we're almost out of time.
Yeah, so we should go to the Christie standard. So, Christie instituted a thing on the show where the guest gets to ask one question of the host before we go off the air. So you get to ask me, and then you get to, or you can ask Chibi or Paul a question first, whichever you prefer first. But you
Did
get
you
to
really say Chibi again?
I did not. You're hearing things.
Obviously.
So you get to ask one of us a question first, and then the
Oh.
other one. So nice, simple.
You know, I'll ask you both the same question.
Oh,
All right.
What do you think the best card in the game is?
you mean overall power level, or just which one?
Just
do we like?
personal preference.
Personal preference.
And I'm not talking finishers or competitors. I mean 1 through 27.
Nope,
Okay.
miss a dive, eat the mat.
That is a pretty good one. Beg for mercy.
That's a good call. That's a good choice.
See, mine wasn't a good choice, but yours was apparently.
I didn't hear you respond.
Nope, miss a dive, eat the mat.
One of
Okay.
the greatest arts in the game, definitely.
That is true.
Oh, it is.
That is true.
I mean, it is, and it ironically also has the same skill requirement as the beg for mercy.
Mhm.
Grapple 8. So all grapple 8s are
Cool.
above for this game, folks.
Mhm.
Both solid choices.
Yeah, I mean, like the thing with the game is like there's so many cards that fit different people's play styles. And
Right.
most of the cards you have one in each slot. So like Beg for Mercy, you could go 7 Seals or Alien
Yeah.
Invasion too, because they're pretty much the same card in just different ones. So there's only a few cards that really have unique effects, and I think it's really just the Apocalypse, Rejected, and Derailed. And
Derailed.
Apocalypse, it's okay. Rejected is one of the most annoying cards in the game if you want to have a tornado event actually finish on a Sunday at Origins.
Yeah.
Fire around 458.
Yeah, and I mean Derailed's great, but it's not like it's game changing, but half the time it's game changing to the person that plays it.
Yeah.
So
I'm personally not a fan of Derailed. I think it's
No.
almost a wasted opportunity.
like for me, that's why I like the shuffle stops, because
Yeah.
at the end of the game you get that follow up shuffle stop in, you get a couple cards back. It can be like even
Yeah.
early, it's usually a major game changer.
Yeah.
Whereas
See,
like Beg for Mercy, the same thing. Like,
yeah.
but
My problem with Derailed is all my cards are good. So I never have a reason to change my hand.
yeah, I mean, so when I used to think playing my own competitor was a good idea, Derailed was
It still is a good idea.
Derailed was a great card in it because it was a stop that shuffled the deck, so it could trigger my flip and potentially my finisher playing off it. But nowadays, it's not really worth it. It's not.
Your character's still good.
Sure.
Not as good, but that's still good.
I think all characters are good in the right hands. I mean, for instance,
Yeah.
Loudmouth kept telling me
That's
how
not true.
horrible Romeo 3000 is. Yet I am carrying a faction on my back with Romeo 3000 with a deck I didn't even build.
Romeo 3000. Oh, is that the one Simon built, or no?
No, Dottie built the deck.
Okay.
And then I had a undisclosed source put it together for me because I was at work. And then I just sat down for my first match. I'm like, cool. Let's see what's in this deck when I played my first match.
Yeah, Romeo is actually I don't think Schnurr's Loudmouth doesn't like it just because it's Schnurr's competitor, but Schnurr's not a big fan of Romeo just because he rolls like shit when he plays him. I think.
Yeah.
But he's very solid, and the unstoppable strike is still really good.
Yep.
Especially now that not as many people run the half
Stop
grabs.
unstoppable.
Yeah. So you don't see it as often.
Yeah.
Back when those first came out, it was pretty much not as great. Undisclosed.
Greg Zevit is running it.
Yeah, Norseman for some reason putting undisclosed in quotes. It's almost like you don't want people to know because they probably weren't on your Faction Wars team.
Mm-hmm.
And helping out a rival team.
Bum bum bum.
But
let's be honest. Anybody who knows me knows exactly who it was.
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure after this, most people could guess, and we'll just all blame Nico anyway.
Mm-hmm.
It was definitely Nico's fault.
Definitely Nico's always fault. Is.
Yeah, definitely.
When in doubt, blame Nico.
Yeah. Well, we're all gonna tell the cheetah that it's all her fault that you did so well.
No, I did well because I played it.
Yeah.
But
fair. Well, I mean, hey, at least you'll get to
and now she's mad. And with that, bye guys.
Yeah, well, I'll say at least for the next round you'll get to make your own deck for it and put your own.
Honestly, I might not change it. I might just leave it.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's pretty much how I roll with this game.
All right. So Nico wants to know why it is always her fault, and we will see you all next time. Later.
Bye.